Thank you, everybody, for participating in this very first webinar. And I just want to be very brief because my director, Dr. Guleda Tan, gave a lot about the region. I will just, sorry. I'll start by saying that the region is really getting warmer. The trend, and this will be from observation point of view, regional general warming in the region, as observation shows, is currently getting to 1.7 degrees Celsius. We've had a decrease in annual rainfall throughout the region from 1960, and variability has also increased. More frequent and intense rainfall events, we've witnessed floods, we've witnessed drought, and the drought are really intense and very frequent compared to before. We've also had Indian Ocean surface temperatures getting warmer, and several unprecedented shocks and inflation, as had been stated by the director. This is just a trend in mean surface temperature. As you can see, most parts of the region are getting warmer, and the warming is almost, most parts of the region are already getting beyond the Paris Agreement. In terms of rainfall, as I said, you can see from observed data, several parts of the region are getting drier. Look at the central part of Ethiopia, central part of Kenya, which is actually very key for agriculture. Look at the parts of Somalia. Evidence from observed data show that this area, which are browner in color, are getting drier and drier. And very few areas are getting wetter, as you can see from that. We have the variability is very high. You can see this map here. But again, the decadal rainfall variability shows that this rainfall, we are in phases, wet phases and dry phases after every 10 years. So it's very easy. Sometimes it's easy if you look at this model showing that the variability is 10. This is a typical case of Bukoba rainfall and from observed data. Again, more frequent and intense rainfall. These are just pictures that we receive from member countries showing the evidence of increased flooding, land slides, and a lot of happenings in the region. Just as my director mentioned, we've seen a lot of unprecedented infestation by desert locusts. And somebody was asking why we are saying that favorable climatic conditions favor the existence of this. They move from desert area to area that are getting warmer. Humidity also is a factor in this. So long as there is the right temperature, humidity, and moisture, then we'll find that these locusts will stay with us for some times. And we also have a lot of damages to our crops. Fall armyworm damaging a lot of crops in the region. And this one has been witnessed from observed information. Now, I want to talk about the projected future climate. We have done a lot of modeling in the region. And currently, we have projected rainfall using CODEX. CODEX are the Coordinated Regional Downscaling Experiment. These are regional climate models, which are at 50-kilometer resolution, and analysis under RCP 8.5, 4.5, and 2.6. We have what models show over the region. And if you look at this from 2.6, we've seen a lot of, we see a lot of dryness. Apart from the delayed feature in Omondi, we'll have a lot of rains. In terms of 4.5, again, we can see wetness in various parts of the region, but as we continue to 2030, 2070 and 2100, we can see wetness over the region. So the three scenarios are the currently IPCC scenarios that we're using. 2.6, when policies are put in place so much that heat warming of the atmosphere is drastically reduced. while 8.5 is the former business as usual, where a lot of mitigation, a lot of anthropogenic gas go to the space or to the atmosphere. In terms of warming, again, you can see the trend. In the near 2030 warming, is can see, and 2050 and 2100, we have excessive warming over the region. So these are what models tell us for the future. And as I want to say that models are not predictions, they're just plausible future scenario depending on socioeconomic status of the world and the population, economics, and all that. So they are really key, and they help us understand the future in our climate. This is just time series. If you take aerial average over the region, historically from 1960 to this end, you can see we had warming that is below 1.5, but from 2006 going forward, you can see the projections. 2.6 is showing the green one, showing that warming is just getting to 2 degrees and then getting down, but the business as usual 8.5 is showing that increasing temperature or warming. So this will be very useful for policymakers, that we need to put a lot of mitigation measures so that we don't have the warming going the 8.5 way. Rather we try much as and get to 2.6. Now, the current initiative that we have in the region, currently, as Mr. Bebe said, we have a project strengthening the resilience of the IGAD region to the adverse impacts of climate change through effective adaptation and mitigation, RECAMA, sponsored, funded by European Union, and also intra-ACP GCCA Plus are also helping us implement this project in the region. So it will only be good to talk about this, that is going to help the region do a number of initiatives. One, the overall objective of this project is to increase the resilience of the region of ICPAC to climate change. And basically it's looking at SDG number 13, that is to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impact in order to reduce poverty and promote sustainable development. So this project will do a lot to do with the sharing of experience, working on policies, and also trying to help countries that are behind in the region just to work on their policies and do a lot some of the mitigation action. So the first specific objective is to enhance the capacity of ICPAC so that ICPAC can also help other member states address regional and national climate change challenges and support IGAD member states as well. Two, it's supposed to support member states mainstream climate change adaptation and mitigation into their strategies and policies. And we are all aware in the region we have IGAD regional climate change strategy that is going to be implemented. And this is going to help the region make progress in the area. Thirdly is to promote engagement and strategic dialogue. We are going to carry out a lot of engagement and also share experience in the region with relevant stakeholders. Lastly, the project will strengthen the capacity of the region at regional and national level in the area of climate change mitigation and adaptation. So to summarize my talk, I want to say that the region has experienced diminishing rainfall with a significant increase in temperature in the first few decades. The regional temperature change in future is dependent on emission path. So when we give you projections, we follow the emission path that is accepted by IPCC. The increase in temperature is likely to exceed in some areas 5 by the end of the century, that is 2100, if you go the business as usual scenario. Otherwise, if we do our best and in terms of policy and reduce drastically heating gases that you take into the atmosphere, under RCP 2.6, the region is likely to experience the 2 degrees by the end of the century, which is actually the benchmark for the Paris Agreement. Lastly, the regional initiatives are there through the RECAMA projects to harmonize policies, strengthen human capacity, and help the region become resilient. With that, I want to say thank you for listening, and I hand over back to Mr. Abebe. Thank you.